Hello everyone, welcome back to LifeChat with me, Karima. I am so glad you're here. So today, I'm going to share with you some tips on how to resolve conflicts in your relationships. Now, I've been married for almost 20 years, and I can tell you over the years, I've done a lot of do's and a lot of don'ts. I've learned through the years as well what not to do. I've read many books. We went to seminars, marriage seminars, my husband and I, and we just really want to invest in our marriage, and we want it to be the best it can be. You know, no relationship is perfect. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you love your spouse. No relationship is perfect. You have to work at it because we're two different people. So through the years, like I said, I've learned a lot of things that I want to share with you today, and I hope that they will be encouraging to you. Now, this video, it's mainly about marriage, but you can use these tips as well in any other relationship, that it is with your family, your parents, or your siblings. You can use it with your friends. So it's not just strictly about marriage, okay? Again, I hope you enjoy it, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Number one, find out how your spouse grew up. You know, how does their parents resolve problems? Are they screaming at each other all the time? Are they fighting? Do they sit down and communicate, their feelings? How did they grow up? Because that has to do a lot with the way we deal with situations. I can tell you that from experience. I grew up with, my mom is very verbal. Her family is like that. My grandparents were like that. My aunts and uncles were like that in Morocco. Very verbal. There's just blah, 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 a lot of screaming, not a lot of sitting down and go, okay, let's talk about this. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of that, okay? Now, my stepdad, I don't think he talks to his family about problems either. Like if they have a conflict, they don't bring it up and talk about it either. They're very quiet about it. And, they're just, two different people. So I'm kind of between, I've learned to, I can be super quiet, I can take a lot. But, after a while, after beating me up so much with things or negative things or whatever, after a while, I'm going to start raising my voice to defend my position. So knowing and understanding how your spouse grew up will make a big difference in your relationship, and even how you grow up, because also how you resolve your problems and how you do things is the same thing. It's, you got it from your parents. You got it from how you grow up. So that's number one. Number two, understand that men and women are different, okay? We see situations differently, with different goggles, okay, different set of glasses, okay? Say you're at a party, okay, and your husband just jokingly, he says something to somebody about you. Well, it may hurt your feelings, right? And then you go home, you're upset, he doesn't really know what you're upset about, you're upset, and then, eventually you tell him about it. Hey, I don't appreciate what you said about me, because it hurt your feelings. You saw the situation differently. And he may come around and go, you know what, honey, I was just playing. I'm sorry, but I was just playing. I wasn't saying anything mean. So that happens, a lot, I think, to a lot of couples. And so it's important that we understand that we see things differently. Another thing we do, and this is still in my number two, is we process our problems differently. If I have a problem, the first thing I want to do is talk about it. I want to talk about it and I want to resolve it immediately. Okay, I will be going after my husband. He'll go somewhere and he'll shut the door, and I'm like, hey, I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Blah 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 blah. And I'm at the door trying to still get him to talk to me, and he's like, lady, leave me alone. But and guys are different. Guys must go somewhere and just wait it out to process what just happened to them. So a woman needs to talk about it, but a man needs time to process it. And the way he processes it is, it could be going upstairs, watching TV, and going to his, cave time or whatever. Or he may be, reading or whatever. That's how he chill out and trying to process what just happened to him. But then we see them do that and we're like, well, he just doesn't care. You mean to tell me we just had a disagreement and he's just sitting there watching TV? How careless is that, but he's not. He's processing what happened. It's just his way of processing it. And so when you understand that, for the longest time I didn't get that. I'm like, he's just careless, he just doesn't care about me, but no, it's not true. So when I found out at this seminar how guys really work, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. So when we disagree on something, if he goes away, I'll leave him alone, let him cool down, and then we come back and talk about it. So remember that. Number 3, you need to tell him how you feel. Okay, your husband is not a mind reader. Okay, he cannot read how you feel. You must let him know how you feel. A lot of times, we get our feelings hurt, or we don't like something that's happening, and we don't say anything. We just keep quiet, and it starts building up. Next thing you know, you're arguing, and he's like, what just happened? So you must take the time to just sit down and talk to your spouse about something. If you have someone that's hard to talk to, because not everybody's like that, and everybody's willing to sit down and talk to you. If you have someone like that, then maybe write him an email. I've done that before where, if we disagreed on something and I feel like, well, I don't really want to sit down and talk to him, I just send him an email. I love you, but this is what happened. You hurt my feelings, whatever. And then he gets a chance to sit down, look at the email, process what happened, and then he replies. And a lot of times that's how we resolve our problems. So you must communicate how you're feeling and what's bothering you. Okay, you can't just walk around assuming he knows, or assuming, that he knows how you're feeling, because he doesn't. A lot of times he doesn't even know, so that's number 3. Number 4 is choose your battles wisely. Okay, I see my parents do this all the time. Okay, my parents live in France, and I connect with them via Skype. Okay, my dad retired like 5 years ago, and before that he was constantly gone because of his job. So my mom had the house to herself with the kids and my little sisters and things like that. And now all of a sudden he's home all the time, and he drives her crazy. Okay, so but I would be connected with them, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, hey, that's so and so on TV, and she's like, no, it's not. And he's like, yes, it is. And she's like, no, it's not. And here they go. And I call them Tom and Jerry sometimes. I'm like, who cares? Who cares if that person is the right person? Why are we arguing here? Oh, the sky is blue. No, the sky is gray. No, the sky is blue. I mean, come on, really? 80% of the things we argue about are stupid things that don't even matter. Unless you're really arguing about children, or discussing more than arguing about children, or finances, or things that are important, don't waste your time. Don't catch the ball. I tell my kids all the time, if somebody throws the ball at you of negativity, or saying something, that you don't want to hear, just let the ball drop on the floor and walk away. Just walk away, But it's true, we do that so much. We let things get to us. We start arguing about silly things like, my parents will bring things that happened 30 years ago. Hey, do you remember when Karima was home, she did this and this? No, she didn't. Yes, she did. And here they go again. I'm like, it's not worth it. Stop arguing about things that don't matter. You're just making your blood pressure go up. So anyway, so choose your battles wisely. When I disagree with anybody, I go in my head, I'm like, okay, is this worth, arguing about? Is this really worth talking about? Is this, can I resolve this problem? Is this really a problem? Because if it's not, then I just need to move on with my day, and that's what I do. So number 5 is walk away. Okay, if you're in the middle of an argument, you're not going to build a house during a hurricane. If you're in the middle of an argument and it's heated and that person is going at it and you're going at it on the other side, nothing is being heard. Have you noticed sometimes when you argue, you look back and go, what were we arguing about? I don't remember that. I don't remember what we're arguing about. What was it about? Because a lot of times when we're arguing back and forth, we don't even know what we're arguing about. Okay, so when that starts, walk away. Okay, I've learned to do that. Now, sometimes I get in the middle of it and I'll start arguing back, but most of the time I remember to walk away, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep quiet and walk away. And then when we cool off, we come back and talk about it. Okay, so Just remember that, walk away, just go to the bathroom or go somewhere in the house or go outside, take a breath or something, but just do something, because sitting there and arguing back and forth, you're not going to resolve anything. You're just not. It's not going to happen. Okay? Number 6, don't threaten the relationship unless you mean it. Okay? We are here to work together as a team. We're not enemies. We're husband and wife. Okay? Don't let things just keep going for days. Eventually you have to come back and talk about what happened. So just try to resolve it in the best way you can. Again, if you can't talk to the person, write them an email, write them a text, write them a letter. There is ways to figure things out. If you really can't get through the person, get help, get another, family member to talk to them, with you, or maybe get a counselor to help you, but don't just rush into divorce. Don't, because you know what? If there is a problem in this relationship, you're going to have the same one in the next relationship. So just try to resolve what you have. Okay? Unless it's obviously cheating. If there's cheating, there's no resolving that. I don't believe so anyway, but, because that goes too far. But as far as anything else, I think you can work, and talk about things and really resolve your problems. But don't threaten. Don't call the other person names. It's not worth it. Why you want to do that to somebody you love? Treat them as you want to be treated. And if they say stuff like that to you, just say, hey, I don't appreciate you calling me names. I don't deserve that. Stand up for yourself. But in the Bible, in Ephesians 4:26, it says, don't let the sun go down while you are still angry. My husband and I, even if we disagree or argue about something, we never go to a separate bed. We always sleep in the bed together. We just try not to go there. We don't threaten the relationship. We learned in an early stage of our relationship. We went to a seminar. It was a marriage seminar, and they were talking about that, and that really stayed with us. And so we never, ever threaten the relationship by saying, I'm out of here, I'm gonna get in a divorce, I don't love you, blah, blah, blah. Don't say things you don't mean, just don't say it, don't even go there. In James 1:19, it says, my dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Just listen to the other person. Just take a few minutes and understand what they're going through, or why they're feeling like they're feeling, or why they're acting the way they're acting. Okay? Just take some time to understand that. Proverb 15:1, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. So this tongue is very powerful, and sometimes we can make or break a relationship because of the way we speak to the other person and the things we say. So if you truly, truly love your husband, your spouse, just treat him with kindness, give him some grace, and, just work it out. Work it out. Don't run away. Proverb 21:23, it says, the one who guards his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. That is such a true statement right there. True verse right there. It's true. I mean, what we say to people, even our family, our parents, our sisters, it can really, it's like getting a stab in the heart sometimes when someone says something bad to you. So let's be kind to one another. Let's encourage one another. There's so many things that you can get out there that can help your marriage. There's books to read. We love the book of The Love and Respect. It's a great book. It talks about how women wants to be loved and how men wants to be respected. There is also a man named Mark Gungar. He is actually a pastor, but he's now a motivational speaker. And he has a wonderful, a 4-hour YouTube seminar on marriage. And you will learn so much from him. I have learned so much. And some of the things that I've learned from him has been absolutely amazing. I will put his name on the description below, and just look him up on YouTube. It's free seminar. It doesn't cost you anything. I listen to it, I don't know how many times. I still go back to it sometimes, because life is busy. There's a lot going on right now, especially with COVID, and there's a lot of stress. A lot of stress coming around, from the outside into our homes. So let's keep the peace, okay? And let's give grace. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and check out my other videos. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the description below for me. And also, if you have found a way to resolve your conflicts and your problems that I didn't share, please share that below. You may be helping somebody. Thanks again for watching. I will see you next time. Blessings to all and much love.